Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather stress forecast for March 21st, 2026. We do keep additional graphics available at tpatw.com. We also maintain a patient weather storefront on Amazon. Amazon purchases made through our patient weather storefront do support the activities of patient weather. Looking at the surface map for this first day of spring, high pressure really dominating most of the country, although there is a very extensive cool front hanging all the way from San Francisco up into southern Montana, cutting east then across to Wisconsin, and then hanging to the southeast all the way to Charlotte or Raleigh, North Carolina. Note there's a little bit of unsettled weather here in the north, a little bit of snow continuing to hang on in the upper Great Lakes, and even a little bit here in the uppermost portions of New England. Looking at our vitality index, which is a measure of the individual weather elements that may cause some weather stress, and you'll see that it covers really the northern third of the country, all the way from Washington and Oregon, clear across to the Great Lakes, Wisconsin, and hanging in the northern or central plains, Nebraska, and the South Dakota. We have a little bit of upset going on here in the southeast. Looking at pressure change, and we're starting to see a little bit more active pressure change. We have rising pressure here along coastal Washington and Oregon. We have some rising pressure here across Pennsylvania, New York, into Massachusetts and Vermont, probably touching into New Hampshire. But really, we have falling pressure all the way from Wyoming and Colorado up the plains from Kansas, Nebraska, into South Dakota, then into Iowa and Minnesota and Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and trying to just touch its way into Michigan. Temperatures have been warm, very warm, across much of the southwest and into the southern plains, and you can see it expanding a bit now into the Great Lakes. Notice that we do have a little bit of cool down here happening, though, in Oregon, Idaho, and up in across Montana. Dew point temperature change, again, very much supportive of that, although it is significant that we can see this rising dew point temperatures here in the southeast, where we were talking about a bit of weather stress. The vapor pressure map is showing very much the same thing, especially that increase in dew point temperatures here across the southeast. And then finally, looking at the change in oxygen availability, you'll note that we finally do have a bit of increase here. We have a risk of migraine up and down California, including Southern California, getting really significant there and into Nevada, but very significant across Oregon and Washington, and probably extending on up into southern Canada, covering Idaho, Montana, and again throughout the southwestern portions of Canada. We also have a bit of migraine risk here in the northeastern part of Canada, but looking at the northeastern United States, we have a risk of migraine from Ohio, across Pennsylvania, stretching down into West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, all of New York, and significant there, and then trying to touch into Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and even struggling especially into southern Maine. You'll note that we have a significant risk of asthma and arthritis here across Nebraska into South Dakota, very strong across Iowa into southern Minnesota, very strong across Wisconsin into northern Illinois, and touching the portions of Michigan. Note also in the southeast, we have that risk of asthma and arthritis, especially across Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, but stretching on down even into Florida. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, tell us.